Welcome back to Ludus Infinium. Today we're going to delve into Warhammer 40k's history and give you a brief overview of the original Space Marine legions. Before we get into the legions themselves, let's go over some keywords. Back in 30k, Space Marines were split up into legions, which are much bigger than the chapters of 40k, and they were split up due to they didn't want any one Space Marine leader to have too much power. When we talk about loyalty, we talk about whether the Space Marine Legion remained loyal to the Emperor or turned traitor and fought the Emperor and his loyalist sons in the name of chaos. When I refer to an event known as the Horus Heresy or just the Heresy, it is when fully half of the Space Marine legions turned traitor and fought against the Emperor and his loyalist sons. Successor chapters and war bands are the loyalist and traitor equivalents of where the original legions have fractured or been split up into chapters. When I ask if a legion is Codex compliant, the Codex Astartes is a book written by one of the Primarchs to basically say this is how Space Marine chapters should be set up. The Primarch is the original leader and technically the original Space Marine of each individual legion. The current chapter masters are the current leaders of the individual chapters of the same name as the legion. Homeworld is technically the homeworld of the legion, but more likely the homeworld of its Primarch. The Fortress Monastery is the main gathering point that is heavily defended for either the chapter or legion. And when I talk about their specializations, all that really is their combat specializations. Also, for the traders, when we talk about the Chaos Gods, there are 4 that will more than likely get their own video. And all that is saying is which Chaos God either they lean towards or they outright follow. Chaos Lords are similar to Chapter Masters. They're almost as powerful without necessarily the leadership role. The first legion we will talk about is the Dark Angels. They are a loyalist chapter. Their estimated numbers before the Horus Heresy are 100,000. They have approximately 17 successor chapters. They are technically Codex compliant, even though they have a different chapter setup than normal. Their Primarch was Lionel Johnson. Their current chapter master is Azrael. Their homeworld, Caliban, was destroyed. Their Fortress Monastery, the Rock, is a fragment of Caliban. Their specializations are fast hit and run attacks, plasma weaponry, and experimental weapons and tactics given to them before the Horus Heresy. The Second Legion was destroyed, and all Imperial records of them have been destroyed. The Third Legion is the Emperor's Children. They are a traitor legion. Their estimated pre-heresy numbers are around 100,000. They have split up into approximately 17 war bands. They are followers of Slaanesh. Their Primarch is Fulgrim. Their notable Chaos Lords, or Chaos Lord, is Lucius the Eternal. Their original homeworld was Chemos. They are now so split up they really don't have a homeworld anymore. They're just scattered around the Eye of Terror. Their specialities are sonic weapons and demoralization. The Fourth Legion is the Iron Warriors. They are a traitor legion with an estimated pre-heresy number of 150,000 to 180,000. They have split up into roughly 10 war bands. As far as Chaos Gods, they prefer to see Chaos as a tool and don't follow any of them specifically. You could say they follow Chaos Undivided. Their Primarch is Perturabo. They have various warsmiths instead of chaos lords. Their original homeworld is Olympia. Their current homeworld is Medrengard, and their specialization is siege warfare. The 5th Legion is the White Scars. They are a loyal legion with an estimated pre-heresy number of approximately 95,000. They have 11 successor chapters. They are codex compliant. Their Primarch is Jagatai Khan. Their current chapter master is Jubal Khan. Their homeworld has two names. It's either known as Mundus Planus or Chagoris. Their fortress monastery is Quan Ju, and their specializations are fast hit-and-run tactics, and they favor attack bikes. The 6th Legion is the Space Wolves. They are a loyal legion with an estimated pre-heresy numbers range of 95,000 to 100,000. They have approximately 4 successor chapters. They are not codex compliant. Their Primarch is Lehman Russ. Their current chapter master is Logan Grimnar. Their homeworld is Fenris, and their fortress monastery is the Fang. Their specializations are assault marines and close combat. The 7th Legion is the Imperial Fists. They are a loyalist legion with an estimated pre-heresy number of 100,000. They have approximately 28 successor chapters and are codex compliant. Their Primarch is Rogel Dorn. Their current chapter master is Vorn Hagen. Their 2 technical homeworlds are Terra and Inuit. Their fortress monastery is the ship the Phalanx, and they specialize in siege warfare. The 8th Legion is the Night Lords. They're a traitor legion with an estimated pre-heresy number ranging from 90,000 to 120,000. Their amount of warbands that have split off is approximately 3. They follow Chaos Undivided. Their Primarch is Conrad Kurz, or his split personality Night Haunter. Their famous Chaos Lord is Krieg Acerbus. Their homeworld is Nostramo. Their current homeworld is unknown, since they don't tend to stay in one place for too long. Their specializations include infiltration, psychological warfare, raptor marines, and torture. The 9th Legion is the Blood Angels. They are a loyalist legion with an estimated pre-heresy number around 120,000. They have 36 successor chapters. They are codex compliant. Their Primarch is Sanguinius. Their current chapter master is Dante, and unless I'm mistaken, he's the longest running chapter master. Their homeworld is Baal. Their fortress monastery is the Arx Angelicum. Their specialization is assaults marines and deep strikes with drop pods. The 10th Legion is the Iron Hands Legion. They are a loyalist legion with an estimated pre-heresy number around 113,000. They have approximately 5 successor chapters. They are not codex compliant, but the rules they follow are similar. Their Primarch is Ferrus Manus. They kind of have a chapter master. They have the chapter council, and the leader of the council is Cardan Stronos. Their homeworld is Medusa. Their fortress monastery, they don't have one specifically for them, but they have one for each clan or chapter. And their specialization is bionics. The 11th Legion was destroyed completely, and all record of them has been destroyed with them. The 12th Legion is the World Eaters. They are a traitor legion with an estimated pre-heresy number of around 150,000. Their approximate amount of warbands is 18. They follow the Chaos God Khorne. Their Primarch is Angron. And their famous Chaos Lord is also one of my favorite 40k characters, Karn the Betrayer. For homeworlds, they have 3. They have Terra, where the Legion was originally formed, Nuceria, where Angron was found, and Bot, where after Angron was reunited with his Legion, they kind of settled down there. Their current homeworld, they don't have one. They're scattered. They don't stay anywhere for too long. They just kill everything they can. Their specialization is close combat and berserkers. The 13th Legion is the Ultramarines. They are a loyalist legion with an estimated pre-heresy number of 250,000. They have an almost uncountable amount of successor chapters. And as far as Codex compliant, their Primarch, Rabute Gilliman, wrote it. Their current chapter master is Marnus Calgar. Their homeworld is Macragge. The fortress monastery is the Fortress of Hera. Their specialization is they really don't have one. They're a jack of all trades almost. They don't specialize in any one thing, but they do everything relatively well. The 14th Legion is the Death Guard. They are a traitor legion with an estimated pre-heresy number of around 95,000. The number of warbands is approximately 39. They follow the Chaos God Nurgle. Their Primarch is Mortarion. Their famous Chaos Lord is Typhus. Their homeworld is Barbarous. Their current homeworld is the Plague Planet in the Warp. I believe it's actually in the Eye of Terror. Their specialization is Plague Marines. They have a freakishly high endurance and chemical and biological warfare. The 15th Legion is the legion that I hail from, the Thousand Sons. They're a traitor legion with an approximate pre-heresy number of 10,000. Their number of warbands has been rumored to be around 19. They follow the Chaos God of Tzeentch. Their Primarch is Magnus the Red. Their famous Chaos Lord is Ahriman. They come from the homeworld of Prospero. Their current homeworld is Sortarius, and their specialization is psychic warfare and sorcerers. The 16th Legion are known as the Sons of Horus, originally called the Luna Wolves, and now called the Black Legion. They are a traitor legion with an estimated pre-heresy number ranging from 130,000 to 170,000. Their current number of warbands are estimated at 12. They follow Chaos Undivided. Their Primarch is Horus Lupercal. Their famous Chaos Lord is Abaddon the Despoiler. They come from the homeworld of Chthonia. Their current homeworld, they don't really have one, they just travel the Eye of Terror. Their specialization is they have a flexible organization and they are good shock troopers for eliminating command structures. The 17th Legion is the Ward Bearers. They're a traitor legion with an estimated pre-heresy number of 100,000. They have split into approximately 6 warbands, follow Chaos Undivided. Their Primarch is Lorgar Aurelian. Their famous Chaos Lords are Erebus, Cor Phaeron, and the Dark Council. Their homeworld is Culcus. Their current homeworld is Sikaris or Galmec. Their specializations are Demonancy and Dark Apostles. The 18th Legion are the Salamanders. They are a loyal legion with an estimated pre-heresy number of 89,000. They have about 2, maybe 3 successor chapters. They are Codex compliant. Their Primarch is Vulcan. Their current chapter master is Tushan. Their homeworld is Nocturne. Their fortress monastery is Prometheus. Their specialization is close combat and flame weaponry. The 19th Legion is the Raven Guard. They are a loyalist legion. Their estimated pre-heresy numbers come in at around 80,000, and they have approximately 20 successor chapters. They are Codex compliant. Their Primarch is Corvus Corax. Their current chapter master is Kaivan Shrike. Their homeworld is Deliverance. The fortress monastery is Ravenspire. Their specializations are infiltration, guerrilla hit-and-run tactics, and fast attacks. The 20th and final legion is the Alpha Legion. They are a hard legion to cover. They are technically a traitor legion, but it's speculated that they are loyalists. Their estimated pre-heresy numbers are 90,000 to 180,000. They have approximately 6 warbands. If they are a traitor legion, they follow Chaos Undivided. Their Primarch is the twin Primarchs Alfarius and Omegon. They have apparently many Chaos Lords, but all of them are anonymous. There is no known information on a Legion homeworld or a current homeworld. Their specialization is infiltration and covert operations. I want to thank you all for sitting through this video about the basics of the Space Marine Legions before they were split into chapters and warbands. I hope it was informative, and I hope to see you all in the next one. Thank you, and have a good day.